Gods in motion.
How's it going, Exiles? My name is Ralph. Today I wanted to show you my briefly named Trickster Budget CI Bladefall Trapper Lab Runner build. And I made this build because I heard everyone saying that CI wasn't good for the Labyrinth. And they are correct. And low life is even worse. But still, it inspired this build nonetheless. Chris Wilson has even said they're going to buff CI in the Labyrinth and low life. However, as you can see from my build in the background, it does okay in the Labyrinth, because when you start to struggle with the traps, all you need to do is stand completely still and face tank them so you can think things through. This guy here's cutting off his cut that one. See here? Just mutilating and totally slicing your ankles off, and it doesn't even matter. And I'm poor, so I had to make the build in like 20 chaos. The build goes pretty fast through the Labyrinth. You kind of just fly over the terrain with Flame Dash and Blink Arrow in faster casting and faster attacks. There's attack speed and there's cast speed on the Trickster Tree on every single node, so you kind of get that natural scaling, and the Shadow area has some. Most of the traps you just skip over with Blink Arrow and Flame Dash together. You kind of just go through everything, and makes the character very nice for clear speeding the Labyrinth, especially if you have a Quicksilver on top of it. It dominates Cesaro. Bladefall is still very, very strong, with Poison being the double-dipping boss that it is. And the build has awesome physical mitigation. There are two very important uniques for this build that are necessary to make it work the way I've decided to make it work. The first is Darkscorn, which gives you 25% physical mitigation, just flat mitigation. 25% of your physical damage is gone. It actually gives more than Lightning Coil. With 75% lightning resist, Lightning Coil is only going to give you about 22% mitigation. Darkscorn, with Chaos Inoculation, is going to give you straight up 25. The other important unique is Soul Strike, that extreme buff to the start of your energy shield recharge rate is incredible. You see here, the mobs hit you and your energy shield just starts to recharge. Combined with evasion from Grace, it's godly. The Trickster also has 20% faster start of energy shield recharge, and you get some on the tree where you can, the larger passive tree, and the Trickster has the talent more energy shield, more chance to evade attacks when your energy shield isn't full. You see here, and yes, it's a 67 zone, but still, it's remarkable. The energy shield goes down, but by the end, it goes back up. The CI potential with evasion synergy is just straight up amazing with the Trickster subclass. Alright, Exiles, let's get into the sort of deeper analysis of this character. Since it's pretty awesome, I want to show you guys the skill tree, some more details of the gear, and that sort of thing. So, with the skill tree, we got some good stuff going on. So, we know, the physical damage, the chaos damage. Now, these are so amazing for our build, and this one especially, because we've got that Darkscorn going on, and you get 25% of your physical damage converted to chaos. And yes, you get the last effect, which gives you the flat 25% physical mitigation combined with CI, and the more energy shield, you got that 7k energy shield. Not a lot, but once you see my gear, you'll understand that that number can go up a lot higher. So why is it so good? You get the physical damage and the chaos damage. So you're increasing your physical damage on your Bladefall, but also, you're converting some of it to chaos and increasing that, and also you're using poison and you're increasing that. So it's like a double, almost triple dipping type effect, and yeah, some more of your physical damage is added as chaos. So this stuff is amazing. You gotta go through here for the attack speed and the cast speed, which does pretty well with your faster attacks, your Blink Arrow, your faster casting, your Flame Dash. You get all the evasion energy shield, good stuff. We do use Grace, and we do use Discipline. But back to the tree, the basic stuff. This stuff you need clever construction. I was just grabbing some extra trap damage here. 16% is very good for a single node. Well, it's decently good. And don't take this tree as it is right now entirely. It is very much experimental. I made this character on standard, on Parandus, just normal Parandus, so I could do a lot of experimentation. You know, the energy shield, wanted to get some all resist, wanted the gearing to be really cheap. That's why I grabbed that. Some mana regen. I really wanted to have an easy time with mana. I don't want to run a mana pot anymore, and I've succeeded thus far. These all just give amazing amounts of energy shield thanks to this little guy. Gotta love energy from within. Over here, you know, mana, ES, intel, great stuff. Lots of ES, good stuff. Lots of ES, good stuff. And the AoE, which is great with Bladefall, which we're using in our main links. This talent is very important, essential, I would say, these talents in general, because our whole build is based around Soul Strike, which gives us that faster start of energy shield recharge. So yeah, we get the 15, 30, and then, you know, 60 recharge, and then the faster start, which is amazing. I'm experimenting here with some reduced mana reserved, and I actually started to run a Clarity, low-level Clarity, to help out with some mana regen. This we just go through here because... Now, I want to talk about stats you prioritize. You notice here, I try to always get trap damage. I try to always get area damage. I don't try to get spell damage when I can help it. This one's fine, though, because it gives mana regen on top of it. That's pretty good. And, you know, I like things like chaos and fizz damage and that sort of thing, but I wouldn't go around getting only these fizz damage nodes normally if I couldn't get this. And the reason for that is because poison, the way double dipping works, and trap damage, area damage, chaos damage, they all give you that sort of double dipping effect, especially when you're converting such a large portion of your physical damage to chaos damage. It becomes really worth it. And, well, I will talk about the experimental parts of this skill tree. So, frenzy charges. I am playing around with this, and just because this talent, where you have a 15% chance to gain a frenzy charge when one of your traps is triggered. And you know, frenzy charge gives more damage, 4% more damage per charge. You get some attack speed, some cast speed. It helps for clearing really quickly through the Labyrinth. Is it really worth it? In endgame maps, I don't know if I'm going to use this. And this was before I rolled optimal flasks. I was using the chance to avoid status ailments. It was super ghetto budget CI. I will show you my flasks now. Got the, this is great for single target. Got the, you know, ignite remove, shock remove, bleed remove, and the curse remove. This stuff you really need. You don't, and I don't need to remove freeze because I'm using a dream fragment. And when I was trying endgame maps at first, my flasks were not optimal, and I was just repping this chance to avoid, and I really didn't have enough elemental mitigation. You know, you're not getting spell dodge, you're not getting a lot of max resist, you're not getting any spell block. The scariest part for this build, I would say, is elemental damage, especially spells, because we deal with physical so well with these two uniques. Anyways, so I had a pretty hilarious death when I was testing this build, and I'll put that up right now. Just the elemental GMP barrage of nonsense that came out there. I got destroyed. Anyways, so that is very much experimental. The frenzy charges are experimental. This is not needed, and this is not needed. As far as the jewels I'm using, I'm so jealous that my budget requires me to go Trickster that I decided to try out Hair Trigger, and I am just experimenting with this character. So you get a lot of trap damage. I mean, nothing to ignore. Like, this is the max roll. This is the best one, and this was really cheap. That 25% trap damage, which is great. I mean, for 2 nodes, it's only 12.5, but then you get 30% increased trigger radius, and then, you know, in this one, it's decently rolled, and I'm just experimenting here. Trap trigger radius, and then even more radius. I haven't grabbed these because these just really aren't worth it. It's kind of sad. I wish these had some more damage on them. But I actually ended up getting quite a lot of radius just through doing that. And it does feel like chain reaction. If I throw some cluster traps because of all the radius, they all go off. And thanks to Bladefall, the AoE overlapping, especially on single target, is quite amazing. And, you know, coming down here, considering the frenzy charges might not be worth it, and I'm going to remove these. I would take away these points, but believe it or not, getting dexterity on this character is actually kind of tricky. Even the dexterity on Soul Strike is very nice, and this pathing down here actually saves me from having to get alacrity. Furthermore, so when you get to endgame maps, you really want to start to scale your poison. Like, because that's how you're going to take down the big mobs, because it's double dipping and all that. When you're killing small mobs, you know, you probably don't even want Conk Effect. You probably would want to use something like Trap and Mind Damage. You could even use Controlled Destruction. Something to note though, Controlled Destruction, more spell damage. Spell damage doesn't double dip. Trap and Mind Damage, although it's 38 and that's 43, this is trap damage. More trap damage, this will double dip. Conk Effect gives the highest more multiplier and is going to reduce your clear speed because of the less area of effect, but more area damage that will double dip with your poison. Spell damage will not. So this is really only a good choice if you're not using poison. And you don't have to use poison, but it's suboptimal. Anyway, so I would remove frenzy charges probably, remove these, so that'd be minus 5 points, so I'd have extra 5 skill points, extra 7, I would spend 2 here, spend 3 here, remove this one, so then, you know, we'd be down to 5 skill points, and then I would come over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50% extra skill effect duration. If you didn't know, skill effect duration is very, very good for scaling your poison. And on top of that, you do get small benefits like buffing your Rallying Cry and buffing your cast on damage taken Immortal Call. Now, that's pretty much the skill tree, and just lastly, I figured I would point this out. It's obvious what the build uses. I pointed out in the beginning here. You have this is amazing. The 10% extra movement speed makes this build feel like a champion, right? With its 18% movement speed JK, not as good, but this makes it budget viable for sure. 250 ES, it's like an extra discipline. This thing is godly. I love this tree. And I was using these at first, the 40% damage over time, and like I was saying, scaling poison is really good for clearing that endgame content. I do not think I'm going to switch back to this because, you know, you have a Dream Fragment, so you're already getting so much mana regen and extra mana, and you can't be frozen. You're already committing so much to this ring just to not be frozen. So if you decide to just rely on a mana pot, you're sort of wasting having mana regen to begin with. So I just wanted to go full mana and just totally scale it. Just get like another Dream Frag effect, and that on the tree combined with this, I don't really have mana issues at all. Traps pretty much, a set of cluster traps will pretty much one-shot, and this is a 5-link. So that's that. I mean, that's the tree, and yeah, like I said, I've got to change some things. I've got to optimize. A lot of this is very experimental. I'll just quickly run through my gear since I did boast that this is a budget build. Oh, and this is required. You do need this outfit, the purple bow, the gold boots, the red wings, and the icy blue hat. If you do not have this, you probably will not be viable. Anyway, let's run through the gear real quick. The gloves, these were a couple chaos at best. 123 ES, cast on Word of Frost. I haven't even gotten a good enchant on these. Strength, just because for Rallying Cry and cast damage to taken Immortal Call. This belt, couple chaos at best, amazingly so. It's missing a prefix, good resists. The boots, I was so happy I hit that enchantment. It took me like 2 tries. Actually, no, it took me a lot of tries. I don't know what I'm saying. 40% reduced mana cost of skills, so yeah, that really helps with traps. It costs like 102 mana for Bladefall, and it is worth mentioning that the tooltip on Bladefall is like 4.4. It doesn't really mean a lot, and on Bear Trap it's 15.9. With its series it's like 19.2 here, and then it's like 5.6. Anyway, the boots, 30% moon speed, 130 ES, some armor so you can roll your Rallying Cry, increased duration, Immortal Call, cast and damage taken, and by the way, on the gloves, it's a wasted set of links. I am just leveling things. This build is so not min-maxed that you could make this so much better. It very well could do endgame red maps. I would say it could do red maps. Its theory was a joke with this build. Grace, yeah, that's just gotta have it. Trap cooldown, I'm just leveling this. Frenzy, I was messing around with scaling frenzy charges. I don't think it's that worth it. And then Clarity, just to get that extra little mana regen. Anyway, yeah, I went over the belt. Boots, good resist, couple chaos, it's a unique. Couple chaos, just a unique. Get that cannot be stunned because you need to be able to move when you gotta move. Here, there's nothing worth corrupting on this, but the dexterity's great, the attack speed's great, ES is great, and you need the faster start of energy shield recharge. Helmet, somehow, was like a couple chaos. I don't know how. I saw this helmet, and I guess it's just the state of the game right now, but hey, I was pretty happy. 242 ES, lots, some decent resists, and a great, nice mana roll on top of that. Discipline, this will get up to 300. Oh, and it's also worth noting, I would like to get these 2 nodes. 20% increased effective auras. I know that may not seem very worth it, but when you're talking about 300 ES, you know, 20%, that's going to give you like 60 ES, and when you're talking like 2.5k evasion, that's going to be like 500 evasion. So I think that's okay for 2 points. I don't know, I would say it's definitely worth it. Anyway, Summon Flame Golem, yep, Flame Dash, faster casting, and this ring was like 2 chaos, I don't know how, 45 ES, and like 110% total resistances. Just crafted some mana on there. Even if you weren't using ES, you could have bought this, crafted life, and corrupted it. I don't understand the current market for rares at all. The chest, bought a 5-link, chaosed it maybe 3 times, I think. Landed on this. I was pretty happy, but if you got the 6-link here, put your main links here, and got like a Vol Regalia here with like 900 ES, oh, this number could go way higher than 7k, let's be honest. But yeah, using the Bladefall, the cluster traps, the trap, the poison, the conk effect, I would definitely use more trap damage or trap cooldown once I got a 6-link. I don't think I'm going to though, because it's just, my fusing luck has been really, really bad. So that's the chest. The chest was really easy. All of this stuff is very affordable. And then lastly, the bow. 6 sockets that you don't need, as you saw, because we have wasted links here for just leveling gems, faster attacks, blink arrow, and for the whole single target situation, we're doing bear trap, trap and mine damage, poison, gotta have the poison, and added chaos damage. And for the 5th link, void manipulation, scale that like crazy. It works very well. You take down those unique enemies and those rares that have quite a lot of ES very, very quickly. And it's worth noting, I was watching, trying to remember who. I was watching someone and they were saying how like Fatal Toxins isn't even really worth taking anymore. And I was kind of thinking about it. And I don't know if it is, because it's 70% here for 3 nodes. So, you know, it's about like 23 point something. This one 10, 27, you get some extra skill effect. It just seems really weird. It was hard actually to justify this extra link. The poison, I was like, oh, this is so stupid. Poison just got nerfed so hard. The poison support gem sucks. And they nerfed Fatal Toxins. This is not even worth scaling. So I took away these 2 nodes, and then I went to mana. But nah, for the end game, you definitely want to scale poison. Let me know what you guys think about the build, any advice, any changes, any really GG jewels you'll sell me for cheap? No, I'm just kidding. But, oh yeah, and of course the name is Budget Coil Ralph because the awesome synergy of Darkscorn and Chaos Inoculation. It's our budget Lightning Coil. Lightning Coil is an OP. So yeah, still a lot of changes to be made, still a lot of improvements to be had for this character. 7k ES could easily get to 8k, not easily, because it's quite expensive. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the build, hope you guys enjoyed this kind of boring, more detailed analysis, hope you liked that little clip at the beginning. Let me know what you guys think. This is my first build video ever. I'm really happy I got to show this off. I'm so excited I got to even record gameplay, got to show you this. I'm really, really happy with it. Look at that 185% occurrence modifier, and that's the good stuff. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.